Well, Zoe was always a water kid. I mean, from the time she was a baby until, today, 12 years later. And she started off in swim lessons here when she was about 3.5 years old. At first it didn't benefit her. At first it was really traumatizing. And this was back before we knew that she had autism, that she had Asperger's. And every lesson was an ordeal. To get her into the water, to get her even on deck was a nightmare. And it took quite a long time before we started to realize that it was because she had anxiety about the transition from the land to the water. And then by the time she was in the pool and comfortable, she was already thinking about having to get out of the water, which is another transition. So that was very tough for her. But after I think probably 5 sessions of lessons, she started to really look forward to coming here. And that's about the time that we started to work with doctors and come up with a few diagnoses of her, of things like sensory processing disorder. She has an auditory processing disorder. So water started to become almost like an ad hoc occupational therapy for her. It was her safe place. The staff has always been awesome with her. They've always been both patient and firm with her. One of the anecdotes that I love to share about Zoe with the water, with the Y, with the kind of family that we have here. I remember very vividly one day at swim lessons, I was sitting at the deep end of the pool talking with other moms. She was at the very far shallow end of the pool with her class. I heard their instructor disciplining her class, and I looked down there and she was horsing around with other kids, and it was kind of a watershed moment for me where I started crying because unlike most parents who would be angry that their kid was getting in trouble, I was really excited to see her doing very normal things, horsing around, not listening to the instructor, not necessarily being in her quiet little, reserved focus. She was just being a natural kid, and it was such a cool experience.
The Y really strives to be impactful in 3 areas: the area of youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. Zoe's story just touches all 3 of those pieces heavily. From what she's doing and being able to build self-esteem and confidence that she's going to be able to take with her the rest of her life, all the way to being active and healthy in the pool by being on swim team and swimming and burning a lot of energy and staying active and fit, to the social responsibility piece of her now being able to share her story and help make an impact with other families and kids that may be going through some of the same issues that she's went through as a youth. For her to be able to make an impact, share her story, and hopefully other folks can learn from that.
Seeing kids like Zoe develop throughout the season and set goals and achieve those goals is really heartwarming. You can just see the self-esteem grow and the positive impact that the practices are making on her life. Each day there's constantly improvement, and seeing the smile on her face really means a lot.